We have more guys that can snap here than ever before than I've ever been on a team. And then just being able to play all three is just something you have to be able to do in the NFL. That's just kind of, how it works. If you can't play all three, if you're not on the first line, then, you're going to miss out quick.
How would you describe those battles between the offensive line and the defensive line throughout training camp and these practices?
They play hard, man. Lovey's got them going really good, firing off the ball, playing with good hands, good pad level. It gets chippy every now and again, but, it's all in good competition.
What are some things that you're learning from George Warhol that maybe you didn't have at the last place that you were at?
His philosophy is great, and he's going to be 100% straight with you. If you're playing well or you're doing the right things, he's going to tell you, and if you're not, he's also going to tell you, and he's going to tell you if you need to pick it up or keep doing what you're doing, or this, that, and the other. So working with Hop's been great.
Is it like having a veteran leadership in the offensive line room with Laramie and Justin and Titus?
Yeah, LT, JB, Titus, they set the example. We kind of go as they go, but other guys can step up as leaders too. There's leaders all across our line, J-Mac, Max, even, down the line, Jimmy, he's in here every day working hard, Charlie as well. So, it kind of just rubs off on guys, and we all kind of work together as one.
You saw the place where most people are more people snappier than any other place you've had. Why do you think that is?
I just think that they have done it before in other places, and they've been groomed to be able to play all three positions on the interior or all five in the cases of some people. So I just think that that's kind of how it's been for them at other places and coming in here as a transition.
Growing up in a football family, how competitive were you all as brothers?
Super. Everything we did, we competed in. Didn't matter if it was, putting the tables away from Thanksgiving dinner or, shooting hoops in the backyard. So extremely competitive for sure.
Last season, Houston finished dead last in rushing. What did you see for the running backs, and how have you seen your run blocking numbers?
Well, I wasn't here last year, obviously, but just as a unit collectively, I know for a fact that we're working together more as one, and communicating a lot better, and just relying on each other to be in the right place at the right time. And we had some good runs on Saturday night, and we're gonna have the mentality to carry that over into this game against the Rams, and then the next one, and then into the regular season.
How do you describe Wallace for the fullback? How do you describe Wallace?
Just look at him. He's got the freaking shaved head. He breathes, eats, sleeps fullback. That's his. That's him, man.
No, how does he speak to his personality?
It's the perfect fit for him. Kind of just the gritty, hard nosed, doesn't say much, just kind of down in the dirt, freaking grinder that he is. So.
Yeah, away from the football field, how proud of you are you of your brothers? One beat cancer, one served in the military. How proud does that make you feel?
No doubt. They're both really special human beings first, and they've overcome a ton of adversity, both of them. So, my oldest brother, just to be where he is today is really incredible. He truly is a survivor, and we're thankful for it every day. And then my other brother, Paul, just kind of never giving up, never leaving the fight, just kind of staying in it for forever and just wanting to do this and chase his dreams is pretty incredible. So, yeah, they're both really special human beings.
You said that going on the football, that you all playing when your older brother was going through what he was going through was you all, that was your motivation to get out there because he couldn't play, you all went out there and played for him.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of just he was living vicariously through us, and, anything that we could do to help him, we were trying to do, but ultimately, he was his own person, and he overcame what he overcame, and it's a heck of a story.
Do you have recollections of conversations you had with him while he was here, working through stuff about the city and the team and how everything was?
Yeah, bits and pieces, but the overarching theme of everything is, treat every day as if it's your last. I know it's the craziest cliche, but he really never knew if he was going to play football again. And then, secondly, no day is going to be worse than the days that he's gone through. So every day you get up healthy is a blessing and get to come out here and play football. So,
Thanks,
guys.
Yeah, it was just getting off the ball, try to show my hands, and then just run around and just go. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of thinking. Once we got to the top, kind of just blacked out a little bit and just went.
Are you feeling different? You look a little lighter. Did you get lighter this year?
Honestly, I think my dad weight sticking on me. So it's actually the same. I'm actually the same weight, but it just feels a little better. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Derek, when you look at last season, having Lovey come in and stay as the defense coordinator, does that give you a little bit more level of comfortability of what the defense is trying to do this year?
I think it helps for sure, because it was obviously we had to start over, but to kind of bring a lot of the same guys back, praise God, was a blessing. So it was kind of like picking up where we left off, but still you have to restart and learn it all over again. But I think guys are moving a little faster now, for sure.
You're a veteran. You've been here for a couple of years, but to get guys like Jerry and Rio and Obo who have been to the playoffs, who have been to the postseason, been to the Super Bowl, what does that do for the level of competition on the defensive line?
Man, praise God, it's been awesome because we got a good room. A lot of brothers in there, so everybody's been learning from each other. Like young dudes pick up from Malik. Leek's been learning from some of the younger dudes. Like I learned a crap ton from Beezy, Jerry, Rio, Damone, just watching each other. So we got a real close-knit group. And so like when you got that and guys kind of like humble themselves and like take things from one another, because we continue to learn every single day. And so that's been a real good, and that's what Jock teaches in there too. And so it's been a blessing. It's been helpful for everybody's game.
How would you describe? Well, how would you describe some of those battles between the offensive and defensive line in practice and in camp?
Battles?
Yeah.
Man, it's competitive. It's always like that though. The O-lines, bro, they got a great group too. The closest knit group on the team, and they got to be. You know what I'm saying? So when we go out there, we know like, all right, if you kind of BSing, they're going to lock you up. So you kind of got to go out there, and that's how you make each other better. So it's like iron sharp as iron. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was going to ask as well, piggybacking off of that, is that tempers flared a little bit. There was some trash talking, a little pushing and shoving going on today.
Sure.
Is that just the competitive aspect kicking up, especially knowing that you all are getting into game mode?
Absolutely. It's that. You know, you're tired, man. Mine, the first thing that goes. So you just kind of, sometimes the tempers flare and that happens. But it's like if you got a brother, man, you fight your brother, but you love him. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as you get in the locker room, everything else is cool.
Thomas Booker comes from Stanford. Davis has talked about how smart he is, but for him to be able to pick up the defense as quickly as possible and him having a really good game, especially in the pass rush, what does that say about his overall development?
Man, Book's a good dude. He always constantly asking questions, always. And so that's huge, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you know, it's never a wrong thing to ask a question. No such thing as a dumb question. And Book is, bro, he's smart, fast, physical freak. So he's picked it up fast, and he just continues to learn every day and just keep his head down and grind.
Can you talk about how you persevered through this league, especially if you found the hole?
Man, honestly, to God be the glory. It's all Jesus for real, and that's to be real with you. That's all that is. Ain't nothing but the grace of God. Been a blessing to come from obviously like Kinston, and then from New England to here. I really didn't think I'd be here today, to be real with you. So it's been a blessing to get here. And Houston's has been a special place for me and my family, and we love it.
Why did you
Shoot, man, everybody go through stuff, bro. So it's just like everybody in this room. Life ain't a walk in the park, but God is good. And so, like, with that, you can go through those difficulties, and you got good family around you, good people here. It helps.
You had a really good preseason game. What did you go back and observe on tape where you can get better?
Short memory, just little detailed things that I have to clean up before, God willing, we get to see week one. And so, kind of like learn from it, enjoy it, but move on to the next, you know what I'm saying, to the next game, and try to grab those little details and just keep working on your game.
How much does your faith allow you to be able to do the things that you're able to do on the field?
Man, it's everything. I couldn't breathe without Jesus for real. Couldn't walk, couldn't talk, couldn't do nothing. So honestly, if it weren't for him, like I said, wouldn't be here today. And so when things get hard, it's like, I bet even if I mess up, we still love, forgiving, and so it's that's a blessing. Yeah.
There's been only one preseason game. This front end, 3 or 5 sacks. How promising is it? What can you guys actually do for offense this season?
Take it and like I said, just keep growing. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't get comfortable. Because every team, as soon as you do that 1 week, the next team's gonna see it, and so now it's like man, we got a really good team, so take it, but just continue to build. We got, like I said, humble yourselves, celebrate it, but short-term memory, and try to just keep building off of it. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned New England earlier, obviously familiar with Caserio. Does the rotation of the defensive line, how deep y'all go, kind of remind you of your time with the Patriots?
It's so. Honestly, we like I said, Jock likes to keep guys fresh because really it's like we're going. You know what I'm saying? So you want fresh guys out there. The freshest team out there a lot of times wins, and so that's one thing we it's been really good.
I asked you about the offensive line and the battles earlier, but just the offense as a whole, having gone up against them as much as you have now in camp and practice, what stands out to you about them, if anything at all? As a group,
man, I know we're really excited about it. Them guys they compete. And like I said, just how close they are and kind of like the culture that they built over there, completely different than last year. And they had it last year. We got a lot of the same leaders, and them boys, it's just a growth period. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm excited to see them. Like, them jokers they explosive, man. So we're excited to see them keep working, and they just keep their head down, grind, and take it one step at a time. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, absolutely.
The plan was for us to come out and really try and establish just a physicality, a physical nature in how we want to approach the game. And we feel like, for the most part, our guys came out and they played hard for 4 quarters.
4-3-1?
Say it again?
4-3-1, right?
Sure.
When y'all were evaluating Dameon Pierce before you drafted him, and considering what his workload was in college, it wasn't like a heavy workload. Was that a good sign or a bad sign? Like, how did y'all take in that information? How did y'all take that into account in your evaluation?
I think the focus was more so, and this was a decision that Nick Caserio and our personnel staff made. Just, you're looking at what players can do. All right, there's a ton of different offenses in college football, and it's hard to, at times, try and predict how a player that plays within the scheme is going to be able to adjust and adapt to the pro game. But we do know that certain skill sets have a better chance of adapting to our game.
Talk about those skill sets, vision, foot speed, cutting ability. Are those things you think he possesses?
You said it. You knocked it out the park. Exactly, and that's what we saw the other night. Just a guy that can create his own yards, and he's a tough runner.
Did you see his vision on film when you studied it before he got here?
Absolutely.
Coach, what did you see on film, positive and some negatives in particular?
I feel like we have a chance to be a tough unit, but we have to be tough, smart, and disciplined at the same time. There were way too many times where we put ourselves behind the chains. I think we had more than 5 situations where we had over 3rd and 10, and that's not winning football. So we got to do a better job that way. But at the end of the day, for the first opportunity to go out and play in a real football environment, our guys showed that we have the potential to be tough.
How do you see it? What kind of things do you see?
I think we have to mitigate the mistakes. We have to do a better job of not, putting ourselves behind the chain and just maintain a certain level of focus throughout the entire game.
That data small sales size, were you encouraged by what you saw from Marlon Mack as he gets to speak up with you guys shortly?
Yes, I was excited to see him bounce back from the very first play of the game where the linebacker ran through the A-gap and tackled us in the backfield. But nevertheless, he's had a good camp, and we're excited to see him continue to develop in our system.
Coach, would you say if on Saturday, given his athleticism, would you guys at least consider trying to use him as another hybrid quarterback this season?
Well, I think Jeff is more than a hybrid quarterback. I think Jeff has shown, even in that last drive, that he can play from the pocket. He can make all the throws from the pocket. And he has the poise and the savvy to lead us to, a win regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the fact that it was preseason. He just showed a lot of good attributes that you look for in your quarterbacks.
With another year of comfortability between Davis Mills and Nico Collins, what are you expecting for them to build off of from last season?
I expect that they, between Davis and Nico and the time that they'll put in out here on the practice field, that there should be a high level of trust between the two, and we should be able to feature Nico, all right, in situations where it's man coverage, where he can use his body, his size, his God-given ability to make plays.
A guy like Jalen Camp has a really good practice, and you see him every single day have a good game, showing off that vertical speed. What does that do to help boost his chances to make the faster?
What you put on tape is who you are, and he showed that he can be a playmaker for us.
You might say Coach, not just as a coach or offensive coordinator, but as a person, how did it make you feel to see what Jalen Camp did to honor John Meacham III as far as after he scored a touchdown?
It's just a testament to our locker room and just the environment that we're hoping to continue to cultivate here at the Texans. Guys care about each other.
Dave Smith's did an interview recently. He said, "We're ready to shock the world." When you hear something like that, and the confidence that Davis has, what do you think about that? Do you feel like you guys have that type of potential?
I think we have to just focus on winning each day. I do think that there's a lot of time between now and our first regular season football game, and we have a lot to work on and improve, and we'll do just that.
While Kenyon Green's been out, what have you seen from that left guard competition?
You saw Justin McCray and Max Sharpen both step in this week and play a physical brand of football. They did a lot of things well.
Coach, on into the second preseason game, Coach Smith said that he's expected to play a little bit more. What are some of the intangibles that you are looking for around the second?
The intangibles are already established. We're just looking for our quarterbacks to execute the offense and to manage bad plays. All right, protect the football and score the ball. That's their job.
When you look 11 penalties in this last game, are you trying to turn that down? Do you think it's just pregame jitters? What are some things that
I think we have to start in practice. We have to turn it down in practice and just make sure, as we said initially, just the focus and focus on doing our job each play.
All right. All set?
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Tremont Smith has separated himself by the Lovey City. Things he's done.
Yeah, the way I see it is happy at the point where Tremont and all the returners are at based on the work. There's only so many live reps you can get. He's done a good job. That doesn't mean the competition's over. We got to improve everybody as a group. And if Tremont's satisfied, well, I would tell you to ask him. He's a guy that wants to continue to improve. So whatever level we think he's at, we need him to get better as the entirety of the group. Yeah, first game preseason is always unique with the amount of substitutions, a lot of reps to go around. It is a vanilla game, relative to both units, New Orleans and us. We just have to look for guys who are out there finishing in a position that they can control their matchup, correct leverage points in coverage, etc. So from an operations standpoint, really happy from the jump, and got to continue to get better here for the Rams game. Yeah, linebacker group, a lot of competitors in that room. A lot of guys that have a lot of kicking game experience from Grugier Hill all the way down. I mean, if you guys remember Kirko coming out of Iowa, guys, Lovey likes to assemble a group that can run. Hopefully in the kicking game we'll take advantage of that.
6'5", 275 pound defensive lineman running out of the kickoff. What does that say about Adeo and his willingness to be a contributor in that game?
That's right, man. That was an exciting play. So referencing the game, 25 seconds on the kickoff. Okay, they bring it out of the end zone, and he's a 3 to the kick direction side on that play. Going down there causing havoc. They bring it out, ended up getting a holding penalty. Now they start their quote-unquote game-winning drive attempt inside of their own 15-yard line. So, that sideline was pretty excited for Dio. So whether it's Rivers, Dio, Damone Harris, Beasley, Hewitt, KPL, any of those guys running down on that kick side and being able to compress those run lanes, that's exciting. Happy for Dio on that play. That was awesome. Anybody else?
Jalen Reeves-Maybin, was it surprising how much his workload was for preseason week 1 for a vet?
No, I don't think anybody on this team, is worried about their play time, their reps, what quarter, things like that. To me, this is a football team that needs to get better. This is a special teams game unit that needs to get better. Every day we go out there, we just want to compete. Doesn't matter the quarter we're in. And this is the cutting time of the season. So hopefully everybody's licking their chops to jump on any rep possible.
Tommy had an interception earlier. You were the first person to run up and go see him. Just knowing your relationship with him as a special teamer to becoming a full-time starter, just can you talk about that and how proud you are to see how he's
Yeah, growth. Texans, doesn't matter who it is, but TT, now you're looking at guys like MJ Stewart, Eric Murray. Doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what your quote-unquote slot on the totem pole is. Excited for the overall success of whoever that is. So good play out there today. Want him to do it again tomorrow.
Last couple. The long field goal attempt, was it just to get him to stretch his leg out, or did you honestly believe that he can make it?
Yeah, anytime we roll our kicker out there, have confidence he's going to make it. We expect him to make it. He expects that of himself. Relative to down distance time in the game, end of half, you're going to stretch those yards a little bit more. But we were alerted cover. They put a returner back deep. Slight miss. Wants to get that rep again.
Guys like Jalen Camp and Johnny Johnson, just how versatile can they be as receivers, but also as gunners on the outside?
Yeah, guys got to be willing to play. If you're in that receiver group trying to contribute on the offensive side of the ball, got to be able to give something to the core four in the kicking game. So any of those guys, and you saw Johnny out there competing, Jalen running down on the punts last Saturday. So excited to see where those guys continue to grow for that, those backup depth receiver roles. Definitely.
Chris, going back to that long field goal, how do you judge that risk reward on that? That if it is short and they return it, you're all of a sudden in a sort of.
Yep, that's right. Yep, we've seen that in big moments in games across the NFL and college football where they return a short field goal for a touchdown. So got to know your kicker, got to know your environment, know how he's kicking the ball to that point. And maybe that turns into a Hail Mary situation end of half, and of course relative to what the score is in the game. So all those things will factor into it. Have full confidence that he's going to go out there and kick anything from the midfield area. So at this point, willing to roll him out there, and we'll convert next time. Guys, good? Okay, good to see everybody. Thanks.